Hello, my name is Delina. Welcome to my channel. I decorate in a budget-friendly, realistic way. I like to incorporate thrifted items to give my home that eclectic kind of look. I would love to inspire you and make your house a home to love. Today's video, I know, a little corny. I thought I'd try it out at least. Okay. Today's video, we're talking about vignettes. Vignettes are a small grouping of items that really give that wow factor. It could be a focal point. It could be little groupings along the way. Really, I think of a vignette as just a small amount of really pretty things put together. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing vignettes in my home. Over and over in the comments, I get, I love the vignettes. I love the vignettes. And my way of doing it is if I break down a room into small little areas, I don't get as overwhelmed. I just concentrate on that one little vignette and I move on to the next little vignette and the next, and before you know, the whole room is done. I usually start off with collecting everything that I want to work with in a room. I lay it out and I make sure that it's all cohesive, that it all flows together, that there's not a piece that necessarily really doesn't go. I mean, sometimes that works in a room where you just want that piece to be the stunning one, the shiner in the room. But for me, I kind of like that flow. So we're going to start with the one on the countertop that I showed you guys last week. And I'm going to show you how I put it together. So let me swing the camera around. So this is the piece we're going to work on today, and I'm going to show you. I changed it up from the cutting boards behind it to the copper sign, but I'm also going to show you what it looks like with the cutting boards. So this is what it looks like close up. I have pumpkins, I have some picks, I have a piece of material that ties into my dining room, a couple of small little candle wreaths, and an unexpected, I guess they're threading, antique threading tools that I got at the antique market, and one giant pumpkin. So we're gonna take it all apart and start from ground zero. Okay, so here I have a candle ring from Hobby Lobby. It came with like the peachy leaves. I cut those off. I have a wreath that's, I forget what they call it. It's not a grapevine wreath, but it's one of those. I had a bunch of picks left over and I just cut them up and I stuffed them into this to make a wreath. I have a few leftover picks from Hobby Lobby, a couple little pumpkins, that giant pumpkin that I painted, like a taupey color, some pine cones from my yard, those threading tools, a dough bowl, or any container of your choice. I chose a dough bowl because it goes with my house. I have the copper sign that came from Hobby Lobby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that copper sign up and I'm going to set it on the lip of the dough bowl so it's a little bit higher so you can see it. If I had a larger wall, I would hang it a little bit above that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that wreath I made with the picks. I'm going to set that in the dough bowl like that. Just propped it up, nothing to it. That second candle ring I'm going to place in there. Again, kind of leaning up, but not completely flat. I'm going to take my centerpiece, my pumpkin. I'm going to plop that in there, kind of like that. I know it seems super simple, but I always start with my focal points or my show-stopping pieces, and then I build around it. That way I have this in position. This is exactly where I want it. I'm good. Then I'll start, I did forget one thing. That piece of fabric that I had from the dining room to tie into the dining room. And I will just tuck that in there. And I just let it drape out a little bit. Reposition that pumpkin. Now, I will take those picks that I had left over from Hobby Lobby. Those, I'm just gonna kind of scoot in and fill in. I have a little one in the back. And then I have this one that, again, I'm just gonna tuck in. And like I said, I just fill in those empty spaces. Now, the next item I'm going to use is not the tiny pumpkins, but the next size down. I'm going to tuck that one in there. And then I'm going to go on the other side. And I'm going to tuck that one in. Small little pumpkin. Again, tucking in. Sometimes they don't stay, sometimes they do. Pine cones. Love pine cones. I have tiny ones that, again, I just kind of tuck it in. The last piece, I always like an unexpected piece in my vignette. Something just totally different. Like I said, I thought these were kind of cool. I am gonna tuck, if I can, those like crisscrossing. And that's my vignette. That is all it took, and that took me a whopping less than 4 minutes to do that. Now, you've seen it with the cutting boards behind it. You could do it anywhere. This would be beautiful on top of the refrigerator or a freezer or in the middle. Because I raised it up like that, I would put it against a wall. I would not put it like in the middle of the island or a table. But I really like it. I think it really just brought a little extra to my kitchen island, or my kitchen counter, sorry. We're going to move over to the next vignette. Now, this vignette is, you could use this, it doesn't necessarily have to be for fall. It could be used year round if you were into the copper look, but I wanted just something just a little bit like not so fall in your face. So I put this together and I will show you how to do this in a minute. We'll take it back apart and I'll show you my process. The first thing I did was I hung this picture from Hobby Lobby. I darkened the frame. It was a little too light for my taste. This riser is also from Hobby Lobby. I painted just the edge because, again, I thought it blended too much with my countertop. So the first thing that I will do is usually a doily or something to ground the piece. Move that out. And I'm going to put that kind of kitty corner on there. Now, these are all faux books. Book boxes. I took some twine and I wrapped it and put it with a bow. I'm going to set that here in the corner. Now, if I did just that, it's okay. But I thought, you know what? I think I needed another book. Found another book. Instead of turning it this way where it tends to be a little bit busy, I'm going to turn it so the pages are facing. And then I'm going to set the copper right up there. Now, I could add some fall picks if I chose. I decided against it. I did have this faux rosemary plant from Amazon that I like to add just a little bit of greenery to my fall stuff. Here's those viral salt and pepper shakers, grinders from Target. And I'm going to set those right there, making sure the little grinder handles are facing the same way. And that's that vignette. Again, super simple. I could put a pumpkin, I could add a little fall greenery if I really wanted to do it up, but I just wanted that little simple touch. And you could put some cutting boards under here if you chose. I like risers that have a little bit of height to them, but that's all it takes. I don't overthink it. I just add the pieces together, see if they blend, and I play with it. Yes, it looks simple on camera because I've already done it once. In one of the upcoming videos, I will show you in real time how I put something together and how that works. We're going to move on to the one at the end of the hallway. This is the one at the end of the hallway. This is the one in the last video that I said was absolutely my favorite in the house. It is at the very, very end. I put the brick wallpaper from Amazon that I used in my kitchen. I brought to here. Pan you down. The table and the mirror I chalk painted to match. Those are always here, along with some sort of lamp because it's very dark at the end of this hallway. It's a little echoey too, sorry. So for fall, what I decided to do is this picture from Temu. I had an oak frame because I thought, well, I'll bring in the oak. And I framed it and I hung it with a ribbon up above and layered it over top of the mirror. The mirror really doesn't function anything other than reflect the light from the lamp down the hallway. Pull this out. Sorry for the noise. So I can give you a little bit better look. Now, the window pane I found at Goodwill. Again, just laid it against the mirror, thought, I'll leave it, I love it. No fuss, no muss. The riser is from Hobby Lobby. Like I said, the lamp is always here. I change up the lamps, but there always needs to be one here at the end of the hallway. I have books I have a ton of different books, so I always use them. This candlestick, I did the easy off method where you take it outside, you spray it with easy off, you let it sit in the sun for 30 minutes. You take warm soapy water and scrub, hose it off and let it dry. So let me see if I can get you. See the finish? It gives it kind of that raw wood finish. The candle is one of those caramel colored candles from Hobby Lobby. And I set it here because see how it goes up and it goes down. There's a height. You want height, texture, and color if you can pull it off in your vignettes. If it's all the same height, it's very, very boring. Your eye just skims past it and doesn't look any further. If the heights are different, your eye always has something to look at. Now, doily for my grandmother. I love the doilies. She was fantastic at making these things, and I've kept them for years and years, and now I use them in my decor. So I've set the doily there because I thought, well, if I put just the vase, it just kind of just sits there. Now the vase is from Hobby Lobby. Inside this vase is a ton of marbles and rocks because my cats will not leave my stuff alone, and they have busted I don't know how many different vases. The florals, these were from Walmart, and so were these. These are those rice stems that I love and use all over through my house. And these, again, just came like this. I just stuffed them in there. I didn't really give it too much thought other than, okay, it looks good. and we're done. Now, at the bottom, I thought it looked way too empty. And I thought, you know, I could put a basket, I could set a bunch of pumpkins, but I found this stool at the thrift store. It had the beige paint on it, and the top was pretty yucked up. I cut the stool down. I sanded some of the finish off of it. Drives my husband nuts. He does not like anything distressed, as he puts it. Stained the top, and I set that here. Now, it just adds another element, and for me, if I want to pull it out or move it somewhere else, I can. I like those pieces of furniture that I can reuse all over the house, not just in one area. So that's the vignette at the end of the hallway. Let me see if I can pull you back a little bit and let you get... So I layer things, I add height. I add different heights, different textures, and different colors in order for a vignette to flow together and be pleasing to the eye. So one more vignette to go. We're standing in front of my hutch. Now, my hutch, everybody talks about shelving and bookcases and how hard they are to decorate. Here's what I do. I break it down. I go vignette to vignette, and this is how I make it work. So we're gonna talk about this one down here with the cloches, because you could use this in your kitchen, you could use this on your dining room table, you could just pretty much anywhere you want to, okay? It's very versatile. So I'm gonna move you up and take you down. So what we're gonna talk about here, all it is, it's 3 different cloches. I also work in groupings of odd numbers. Odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye than evens. You have 3 apples. I have 1 apple. I have a bunch of little tiny dried pumpkins in this one. It's all the fall themed. Heights again, I went larger, medium, and then the small one. These 2 were Home Goods. This one was a thrift store. The greenery, I just tucked in there just to add a little bit of that fall feel. My rolling pin and my tea towel added to that kind of kitchen-y or dining room theme. The colors all flow within here. I took the colors from the greenery. I could have done a red apple, but I thought it was too bright, so I thought the green ones worked best. These are faux, by the way. My grandchildren keep thinking they're real. When you do this, a lot of times, it looks fine until it looks like it's missing something. If you get to that point in your vignette and you think, it just looks, it's okay, but it's not great, it's greenery. You need to tuck some greenery of some sort in there as a filler. And I guarantee you it will make the vignette look so much better. The rolling pin is sentimental. It came from my mom's house. So it's those little tiny pieces that make your house a home. The towel I think someone gave to me as a gift. I love using that kind of thing. If you get stuck, Pinterest is fabulous. I go on there, I look. Other YouTube creators, I get inspiration from them. I don't necessarily copy per se, but they'll give me an idea and I'm like, oh, I like that little piece of that, and I can take that and then run with it. work with it. There are days that I do something like this hutch that I put together. I started it and it took me 2 days. I had to walk away because I was getting frustrated, and I thought, you know what? I need a break from this. I need to go do something else, and then I'll come back to it. And that's how I work. Well, I hope you enjoyed my last fall video of 2024. And I'm hoping, don't hold me to it, I have a couple different options of next week's video. Would you all like a marathon of all my fall decorate with me videos combined? Let me know down in the comments. If you don't, that's fine. I am just kind of looking for ideas. This hurricane's kind of thrown off my whole schedule. The fireplace, I went and got the materials for the lower half. I do not know if I'm going to be able to do the upper half. I may just end up painting it for the Christmas season and picking it back up in the new year and finishing it. Would you be okay with a part 1 and a part 2 of the fireplace makeover? Again, let me know down in those comments. By the way, love the comments, love your input. I love when you tell me what your favorite things were in the video. It lets me know for future videos what you guys are looking for or what you didn't like. I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with criticism. It makes us all grow as long as it's nice criticism. Don't come at me, meanly. So thanks for watching. I will see you next week. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Share, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and becoming part of my YouTube channel. And one other thing, let me know what you thought about my intro. Too corny? See you next week.